Welcome back to the Verlius Reviews. Today's review is focused on 2022 movie entitled Harvey, and the official synopsis of Harvey is: small town life is about to become a lot more interesting when one man realizes he may be a killer. And before I give out my review, please like and subscribe and comment and tell me what I should review next. Harvey as a movie, it is not that bad of a movie after the first act. When it came to the performances of this movie, I felt like all of the actors gave out a somewhat of a good performance. Darius Autry as Harvey, as the main character of the movie, I think his character was not bad as well. As to me, Harvey was relatable in many different aspects, but also at the same time though, you can definitely understand people's frustration with Harvey with some of the things that he does. But with Harvey, like I definitely understand where he was coming from when it came to some of the things that happened. And yeah, it's just a crazy story altogether. But as for the rest of the actors, I felt like most of them gave out a good performance. But then there were some of them that, but then there was some whose performance was just all right. As I definitely did not like a good majority of these characters because, not because they were written bad, but to me, they were just horrible people in this movie nonetheless. But the performances was not bad. When it comes with the story, I did like the story for what it was. As what would you do if someone that you really hated ends up being dead and you don't remember whether or not you killed them? That's how it was for Harvey. As Harvey, he did not like a lot of people and a lot of people did not like him. But when one of his worst enemies turns up dead, he does not remember whether or not he kills him. It is basically a race against the clock as for Harvey to prove his innocence and see and try to remember whether or not he did this or not. And there's a lot of surprises in this movie as we already find out exactly who killed this person and the lengths that they would do to not to go to jail because their history is shady as well. And the story, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. I felt that the cinematography, for the most part, when it came with this movie, it wasn't bad, but there was a few questionable choices for point of views when it came with this movie, especially one scene when Harvey, the main character, after suffering a pretty horrible blackout, drinking and everything, like they have a scene with him just throwing up, and the way that they do it is just disgusting. Like it's just really, really disgusting. I had to look away because I was not trying to see nobody throw up and everything else. Like, ugh. Cinematography though, it was cool. I would say the first things that I did not like about this movie was that I felt like the first act of the movie was pretty forgettable. Like nothing really happens between the first act of the movie. Like you are introduced to many of the main characters of this movie. You find out a lot more about Harvey and why he is the way that he is. And nothing really happens during the first act of the movie. It is until the main plot, like the main subject happens after 40 minutes, that is when things start to get a lot more interesting, to say the least. But I would say after that slow of a drag first act that it was, the rest of the movie to me was pretty good, as the ending was satisfying, as you could say that justice was served, and to say the least. But I would say that Harvey as a movie, it's not bad of a movie at all. If you can get through the first act, then you'll probably like this movie, as someone is trying to figure out whether or not they killed somebody and trying to do whatever it takes to remember. But yeah, Harvey is not bad of a movie. And how I would rate Harvey out of 5 stars, I would probably rate Harvey maybe 3 stars out of 5. So thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye.